Hi everyone, Anthony here, and thank you for viewing my test project using Captivate. The topic of my project is going to be collaborating with Google Docs, and this is going to be a very brief overview for the class to experiment with the Captivate audio features. The purpose of the overview is really to build your curiosity about how you can use Google Docs to enhance team collaboration, both locally and virtually, and also demonstrate the basics for setting up a Google Doc. Now, Captivate's software simulation feature might be best for that, but I thought I'd use this topic as part of my process to play with and learn about the audio features within Captivate. Taking advantage of Google Docs allows real-time collaboration and simultaneous document editing from anybody that's been allowed to share the document and has appropriate editing privileges, and we'll look at that a little bit later. All users can also chat while they're online. If you don't have a phone line available or are used to using chat, you can edit simultaneously and chat with each other to discuss edits that you're considering. Users can make suggested changes and edits just like using track changes. Everybody can see what edits were suggested, and then based on permissions, people can go through and accept those edits, and again, it can be modified infinitely until it's settled down to a final document. And when editing is done, the document can be downloaded into a Word document if that's needed, just through a few clicks, and we'll demonstrate that briefly as well. To get started, log into your Google account and just click on the Apps icon up in the right-hand corner of your screen. This will display the Google apps that are available to you. To start creating a Google Doc, all you need to do is click on the Drive icon. In this example, you'll see that I already have some Google Docs in my Drive, and you can really ignore those. What I'd like you to look at is on the left-hand side where it says Create. Once you click the Create button, you have the option to create different kind of Google Docs. In this case, we're going to create the equivalent of a Word doc. We're going to click on Document, and that will open up a blank document that we can start working on. For those Microsoft Word users, this screen may look similar. There's a lot of editing functions and such you can use that are just like those in Microsoft Word. But what you'll want to do at first is title your document. Up in the left-hand corner, you'll see the words Untitled Document. You simply type in the title of your document, all changes are automatically saved, and you begin working on your document. As you can see up in the left-hand corner, I titled this document Collaborating with Google Docs. The power of Google Docs is sharing your document with your collaborators. As you can see in the middle, I typed in, anyone you share this document with can view it or edit it based on the permissions set in the Share option in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. We'll explore that next. As you can see, once you click on the Share button up in the right-hand corner, you get a dialog box that allows you to put in the emails of people you'd like to share your document with. You also have the option of setting their edit authorities. They can edit, comment, or can view. Edit gives them full control over the document just like any user or the creator of the document. You also can send them a message. In this case, I just typed in, welcome to a project document. So they know they have the document available, and they'll receive a message in their email with a link to the document. We'll look at that next. This is a screenshot of the email that someone receives after you invite them to participate in working on a Google Doc. All they have to do is click on the document name or open in Google Docs, and it'll take them directly to the Google Doc so that they can begin editing and participate in the collaborative creation process. Once a user opens the document, they can begin editing, and depending on their editing permissions, the individual users, all the sharers, can then decide individually how they'd like to edit the document. So in the upper right-hand corner, you can see that if they have full editing power, they can edit the document and make changes, and they will just instantaneously be made and saved. They can also use suggesting changes, which is just like Microsoft Word, and the changes are tracked accordingly. Each user has a different color. Or if you don't want to take a chance of editing something, you can look at the document in a viewing mode as well. And you would have all these options open to you as a collaborator if your permissions were set up accordingly. But it's a very powerful tool to use because everyone on a team can be in the document at the same time. You can chat about your changes, you can set up a conference call, and each person can begin to give their input. You could also do it asynchronously where each person is in there at a different time and people go in and then see what changes were made, and then you can begin deciding what to accept, what to change, further change until you reach your final document. It's a very nice tool to use to collaborate virtually and locally as well. Once a team is done editing their documents, very often you need to turn your documents in a Microsoft Word format or other format. So using Google Docs, you simply click on the file icon, go to download as, and select Microsoft Word, and the document that you created in Google Docs will be extracted into a Microsoft Word format and maintain all the formatting and such that you created inside Google Docs. And then you can do any final tweaks or changes that you might want to make in Word, but it's very easy to extract it out of Google Docs into a Word document, for example, to submit for a class assignment. Well, that's my very brief introduction to Google Docs. So hopefully I've piqued your curiosity and you might begin to explore it. We used it recently on one of our projects in EDOD 677, and it was very nice because we could all collaborate at the same time through a conference call, as well as each person on the team could get into the document and do their suggested editing when they had time available, as we all are on different time schedules, work schedules, family schedules, and in different time zones across the country. So it was a very helpful tool to help us get through that project. So give it a try, and like I said, maybe you'll like it. And thank you for bearing with me and going through this little Captivate example as I've experimented with the audio features, and look forward to seeing everybody else's. Thank you.